So welcome to Friendly Conversation.
Yeah.
I'm your host, Darnley. We have Nathy. This is episode numero uno. It's a pleasure to have you. And so today we'll be talking about your business,
Yes.
a bit about yourself,
Yes.
how you're able to like start and get into it really.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know you, can you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me. So my name is Nathy. I am the co-owner of a company called Motorspect Rental. I own this company with my brother, so it's the two of us that started this thing and running it for the past couple of years. So my background story is very typical Haitian story that we ended up in Canada from Haiti, made a pit stop in the U.S. in New Jersey, and ended up here. It's been very exciting to be in Canada. Different, but exciting nonetheless, and no regrets. I think I speak for my family and I when I say there's no regrets. And yeah, we've been able to do fairly well for ourselves, and yeah, we're going to continue, and the best is yet to come.
I like that. I like how modest you are. Like when people say fairly well for themselves, I think they mean like they're doing extremely well, but they don't want to throw it in your face.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. And your business, honestly, I met your brother first,
yes.
And then he was telling me a little bit about the business, and I've never
Yes.
heard that in my life.
Right. Yeah.
So let me ask you, what brought you into this venture?
Yeah. Firstly, I worked for a company in the U.S. So I was working from home. Just a couple of years ago, I was going through a difficult breakup, so that was my backup plan, and that job kind of kept me stable, or brought me some stability as I started to start my life on my own, basically. And it was with a huge car sharing company in the United States. So I was a technical account manager for them. So I did that for about a year. I loved my job. So I dealt with people bringing in the cars and assisting with the process of onboarding their vehicles so that they can start making the money on the platform. So the company made a decision to let go of all of their Canadians employees.
Oh, okay.
But through the experience that I learned from that job, I started to apply it in my own personal life. I had a vehicle. I didn't use it that much. So it was very personal to me. It was just very simple. I had a car. And I wanted extra money. Again, like I said, I was on my own.
Like everybody else.
Yeah, exactly. Especially now. Especially now. I needed extra money to cover everything else. One income is never enough from a 9-to-5 job. So you usually, especially in this country, you usually have to do a lot of extra things. To make ends meet in Toronto. So I had a car that I wasn't using because I worked from home. Working from home just started becoming popular, but I was always working from home. So
you started the trend. Are you saying that everyone is working from home because of you?
I don't know. Well, I see everyone's loving it now, but I'm like, I've been doing this,
Wow.
But
you see, that goes back to what I was saying about when you say you're doing fairly well. You've been doing stuff before everybody else.
Right? I've been ahead of the time.
Yeah.
It's funny. I used to tell people I work from home, and they would say, "Wow, what is that like?" And now that's the norm. It's very funny to see how the world has completely changed in just a couple of years. I was looking for more money to make. And I started renting my car. I was using Kijiji and other platforms to get people to rent it out.
Wow.
And yeah, that worked out really well. I was making like $900 a month on a 2009 Honda Civic.
Oh, okay.
That I had at the time.
That's walk-up money. Yeah.
That was really good. So then, so life took its turn. I went on to doing other things, but then I knew I always wanted to get back to that because I saw how much money I was making for a couple of months doing that. So obviously, my brother, we're very close. We talk about a lot of things. We're very up to date with each other's lives. So of course, like I would discuss that with him. And yeah, he came up with the idea of how about we do it on a more larger scale. So I did tell him, I want to do this seriously, get a couple of cars myself. But I was thinking more on a smaller scale. I want to buy a couple more 2009 Honda Civics to make some money. But then he
Which
figured,
makes sense, yeah.
right?
If it's not broke, why
exactly.
fixing it? Yeah.
So
Makes
he
sense.
figured, okay, well, I have an idea. How about we get a lot of cars. We started off with about 20 cars.
Wow.
Within the first month. But I came back from a little vacation in Orlando. Yeah, it was right to work. I started like my 9-to-5 job. Here in Ajax, I was doing employment coach, and then on the side, I was developing this business. So you can imagine how hectic that was.
Yeah,
at the time.
it was a busy schedule, and there are
Yeah.
like a couple of things that you said that I like is like when you're saying you and your family are really close, because like people sometimes think they can make it on their own, but you see most success stories like they had someone with them, and that's how you build a wealth, right?
Absolutely.
And one thing that you respected as well is that they always say, I don't think it's mandatory, but they always say before you live your 9 to 5, make sure that your side hustle becomes your main hustle, which is what you did. So that's really nice.
So
and
that's something to be proud of.
Yeah, you respect the steps of success. I mean, obviously there are other ways, but for you, you're extremely young and you're able to do that. And we mentioned about the work from home. Everybody is doing it now because of COVID. How do you feel like COVID impacted your business?
It's been amazing. To be honest, I've seen growth in areas in terms of, now people are able to listen. It's more of a standstill. It's easier to get someone to listen about an opportunity for them to make extra money. They are in need of extra money. A lot of people have lost their jobs, right? And they're relying on government assistance right now. That's the norm now. So they are looking for extra money to make ends meet or to supplement because they were maybe living on their wage, which was making $50,000 a year, and now living on CERB, which is probably the fraction of that, right?
Probably half of it. Yeah.
Exactly. So they're more open to hear about other ways that they can make money. So that's one of the ways that COVID has impacted us on a positive side of things. But other positive aspects of COVID is just, it's the norm that they have to book online, right? When we first started, people were asking, hey, do you have an office? Can I come see you in your office? So I feel like we were ahead of our time. We were always operating contactless, right? So people were we were always having our customers pick up the vehicles on their own, right? And following the pickup instructions that we sent to them after they booked the vehicle. They booked the vehicle online after going through an intense verification process with us. So we're always doing these things. So for the people that are accustomed to our company, nothing has changed, right? Except now it's the norm. Other companies have been forced to follow suit. But
so now you look your company looks more legit.
Absolutely.
Like people will be like I can see it. Oh, where's your office?
Right.
You don't have an office, and like
it was a bit it was a bit awkward, but you know, we were starting out, so obviously we're not going to we were just doing things within our means.
But some people do it though. Some people that's why I like your story. It's because it's smart. Like so many people will go and like take a loan so they can have a physical office and then pay for all of these things. Like when you get your office, you probably you need someone to renovate this.
That's the quickest way to go out of business, in my opinion.
You start with a loan, like money you don't have. And then what if you're not making money? So what are you gonna do to pay it back?
Exactly.
But you guys were able to, like even though you didn't have, let's say, I know you did.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't have a lot of customers, you weren't losing because you don't have to pay for a spot every month.
Exactly.
And now I think companies are realizing it's way cheaper for me to pay for your desk and a chair so you can have a spot and work from home, even contribute to your internet bill, than for us to rent an office for like 15 grand a month and have all these people there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like people are like now getting into it, and I think you're always ahead. So you know what I'll do after the show? I'll stay next to you so you can tell me like what's coming next, so I can start making some money as well.
I know.
Like now it's the norm. Like now what you used to tell people about, it's what's becoming normal, and it's like that for every single business. Like you can't imagine how weird it was. I was listening to one of the founders from Instagram, and he was like, at first, like people like, why do you only post pictures? And like it could be awkward, but it's like his goal, like anyone that has a phone could post pictures. And he was saying like, I think from his fiance, they were on vacation in Mexico or Cuba, I'm not sure. And then she took a really nice picture and then she posted it on his Instagram. And then people were like, "Oh my God, that's so nice!" But he didn't have a lot of followers. Like there were not a lot of people using Instagram. Like probably 90, 100. And he was saying like when he went to a bar and pitched the idea to someone, and like everyone in the room started using it. They're like, "Oh, it's fun." So sometimes people will be afraid to get into it until like others start doing it, and they're like, "Oh, it's normal. It's actually smarter." And now everybody's on Instagram. Right? You're making money off of Instagram, so. It's a good thing, and I would like to explain, like, I know we're talking about your business and everything, like how it works, like how does someone make money, like how is the whole process? Because you often say it's a little bit like Airbnb, which I think it's true, but like just explain to people like really how it works.
Right. Yeah. Just like these platforms that exist now. For you to make money off of your assets, your house, your car. We've taken it a step further to say, well, okay, there are people that are doing this already, renting their vehicle. It's popular now to rent out your car to make a little bit of extra money. However, people are busy, right? Yeah. There's a life outside of that. There's your friends, your relationships, your family, and all of those other aspects that's surrounding you wanting to make extra money. So we're taking it a step further to make it easier for everyone to get involved with making money in the car sharing industry. That's our vision, to make it accessible for everyone. All right. So how it works, first step, if you have a car that you already own, that meets our requirements, at least 2015 or newer, under 200,000 kilometers, then that's a vehicle that we would consider, as long as it's in excellent mechanical condition, right? Because we're renting these cars out to people, so yeah. As long as it's in great condition, we're willing to discuss taking that vehicle on and renting that vehicle for that person. We are insured. We have our own commercial insurance set up.
Wait, don't get into that. That's actually one of my questions. Wait, don't get into that yet. I'm gonna ask you later. But you know what? Just get into it. Yeah, because I was gonna ask you that. Like I've been thinking about it. I'm like, So when you purchase a car, and then you're about to get insurance, they always ask you, how many people will be driving this car?
Right.
Right. So let's say, like, for someone like myself, I have a car,
right.
and you're like, oh, like, Mr. Everybody's gonna be driving your car,
yeah.
And then I'm thinking, what if they get into a car accident and,
of course,
this happens?
Of
so
course.
if the first month I'm able to make $600,
yeah.
next month I don't have a car because Jerry decided to mess it up,
of course,
and
yeah.
my insurances will be like, oh, you're the one driving it, like it could be an issue. So
right.
I think that was one of my fears when I heard about the business as well.
You first thought about your insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, that's normal. That's the number one question that we get. Well, first they want to know how much money they can make off of this.
Don't we all?
That's the first question. But second, they want to know that their assets are protected. And yes, we have full coverage commercial insurance that are set up for our renters. So if anything happens while the person is driving that vehicle is insured. Right? We have $2 million liability coverage. So the vehicle is fully insured, whatever happens. And we handle all aspects. So that's the most important part of our company. We handle all aspects. We take away all of the concerns and worries for the owner of the car, right? So all of our investors, we don't even speak until, they have no reason to speak to us. They get their money, they're happy. Everyone's happy. They're going on about their lives, celebrating, doing other things while they're making money from what they've invested with us. And that's the whole point. So, we don't want them to worry about, what's happening with the car. That's the whole point of us being here. We're involved to worry about that. If anything happens, we take care of that, right? If the car gets into an accident, we have insurance in place to either fix the car and put it back on the road as quickly as possible, or if the vehicle is a total loss, then we have insurance to pay off the value of the vehicle at the time of accident. So, just like your insurance would cover it, it's the exact same way.
But you guys take care of it.
But we take care of that.
I love it because, like, when you're investing, like some like, you want to control what you're investing, right? So by me giving you a car and you're saying I'll take care of everything, like, I'm able to sleep better at night.
Of course,
if this, like, I don't have to be like, sleeping and be like, what if the driver like he's just got his license or something, because you guys take care of everything and the procedures as well, which is really good. And I like the fact that you mentioned, like, you just give the car and you make money and you enjoy your life. Having said that, I want to know, how do you really, really make money into it? Because I know, like, I will give you my car, and then, like, how do I make money and how much money can I really make?
Okay. That's the most common question as well. The amount of money the average investor earns on an average sedan, Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic, whatever else, 2015, to meet the requirements, the average they would expect to earn is between $700 to, I would say, $1,100, right? And it all depends on the season. That's what the season, the make, model, year of the vehicle. Of course, we can't price a 2015 the same as we would price a 2019 vehicle, right? So as the investor, a lot of people have a great sense of what they can expect on the vehicle that they have, right? If they have a 2019 Toyota Corolla that they're bringing in, they do expect more than, if I have an investor that has multiple vehicles, they do expect more on that newer car than the older vehicle that they have invested with us. The same as compared to luxury, right? They expect more on a luxury vehicle. On a luxury vehicle, you're expecting maybe $1,500 to $2,000 per month, right? Depending on the vehicle, or more.
So there's a
depending.
profit margin. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's a lot of money to be made in this industry. That's why we're here.
So if someone has a good car that's that's at home and it meets the requirement, and they could make like from $700 to $1,100 just by doing nothing. And I think most car payments are not gonna reach the $1,100, so you definitely will be making profit after you pay insurance.
After they pay their car, the financing on their vehicle. The average financing amount is about $400, between $200 to $400 a month, right? So a lot of those people are making profit of $300, $400, $500, and up on their vehicles, investing it with us.
And do you think it's better for someone? So let's say me, I work a 9 to 5. Do you think it's better for someone like me to just give you my car, would look and it meets the requirements, and just go work and take the public transportation, or right now everyone is working from home, or it's better for me to go like people do with Airbnb. Some people rent out a space or buy a house just so they can do Airbnb, like condos and everything. Do you think it's a better idea to use what you already have, or go and purchase something, keep your car, and make someone else just beat that car up and with the mileage and everything?
From our experience, what we've observed with our investors doing is that to test it out, if they already have a vehicle that meets the requirements, they say, okay, well, I already have a car. I'm going to give you this car just to see how it works with my current car. And a lot of people that invest with us, the most beautiful thing, what we didn't expect, obviously we started off, okay, everyone will have a car to bring in with us. What we didn't expect is this turns people into entrepreneurs themselves, or into true investors themselves, where they think bigger with us. They don't think on a small scale of, I'm just going to rent out this car. I can see from the first conversation that they have with us, with me or my team, that they're thinking on a larger scale themselves, which is the most beautiful thing that I've come across. They're thinking, well, I'm going to start with this car, and if it works well, then I'm going to buy multiple cars, right? So to us, that's our vision. We want to have as many cars as we can. That's our goal. Increase the amount of cars that we have, increase the amount of people that we can give access to our cars, right? And increase the amount of people that we can help make money.
I like that. And who's your target? So I know you want to help people make money, but who are you going for specifically? Because I don't think, especially when people are doing business, I don't think it's meant for everybody. Airbnb is not meant for everybody.
Of course,
not because you own a house that you will be good at it. Maybe you need someone to manage it, or really get into it. So who's your target? What do you think? Who is the business made for? Who does it cater to, essentially?
Average age range would be between our age group, 25 to 40. That is the age range of people that's looking for opportunities. Well, they're looking to settle down, retire at a particular age. Most people want to retire at 35. So this is the age group where people are looking for opportunities, and they're open to new opportunities. So this is the age group that we cater to. Of course, in the future, I believe as we focus on these group of people, of course, the other groups that are harder to reach will come on board, right? So that is ultimately the goal, to reach out to everyone, within a 10-year time frame. Obviously, that takes time to get to each and every single person, but for now, we are targeted to that age group, to that demographic. City people. Those are the people that are looking to earn money because of the economic, right? So, in terms of our customers, we started off targeting Uber drivers.
Okay.
And it wasn't
smart.
something that
Really smart.
yeah, it wasn't intentional. It happened by accident, but it turned out to be an amazing accident, right?
Yeah.
That kind of changed the course of our business and how we see things and how we maneuver in this industry. When we first started, there's a customer, our very first customer actually, is our very first customer. So he called us and said, hey, I don't have a car, but I'm looking to drive for Uber. To be honest with you, he was a little bit embarrassed, like ashamed to say, like, I'm really going to use your car for Uber. Maybe he thought that's not right.
Yeah.
It's frowned upon to. Insurance insurance companies or finance companies frowns upon you using the vehicle for work. So he was a little bit like shy skeptic about it. Yeah. So he said, well, to tell you the truth, I really want to use your car to do
drive
Uber.
and make money.
Yeah.
So I can pay it off.
Exactly. So I thought, okay. And so I'm like, okay, I'm okay to explore that. And that's the beauty of being a new company. Right, you're open to change, to adapt right away.
You have different guidelines,
Yeah, exactly. We're not stuck in one area.
Way of thinking, You have to be able to cater to, if that's really smart, because at first you could have said, you know what, we don't want to do it, and the next thing you see like these are the type of people you're attracting. So you have to be able to cater to what people want, and I think that's what makes your company successful,
Yeah, it is the customers that made us go the route, like target them, right? Because they targeted us.
Yeah.
They said, I want to use your car for this purpose. So we figured, okay, I guess there's more people out there that are looking to use vehicles. Maybe they just got into an accident. Maybe they just and this is their primary source of income, or a good secondary source of income for them. So without it, that's a big gap in their income source, right? So they've targeted us together with that first customer. I will always remember him. So together with him, we learned how to cater to them and what they need to get started, and how to help them get started. And they need a lot of support. So that taught us that we're not just a car rental company, right? We rent our cars to people for a meaningful purpose, right? And
I mean, it's good because, like, when I'm thinking about like the testimonies that you guys could have later on, some people could be like, you know what, I didn't have the credit to purchase a car. Like my family members didn't want to lend me the money or anything like that, and this company helped me make money and be able to live for like a year, blah blah blah. Like when you hear these things, you're having a direct impact in people's lives, and
Absolutely.
I think that makes it worth it, right?
Oh yeah,
that makes it really
more
worth
than
it.
the money, more than anything else. We've gained a lot of satisfaction from the stories that we hear from people. Hey, thank you so much, Nathy. You've helped me so much. It wasn't a business transaction where I give you a car and you're paying for that car. They really looked at it as you helped me, because without this they wouldn't have been able to support themselves. And it's beautiful, right, to have a direct impact on somebody like that.
Absolutely. And I want to ask you as well, you mentioned that you guys had started with 20 cars. So obviously you need money for that.
Yeah.
Where did you get the money to be able to have 20 cars in your business? Starting off, just you and your brother, how did you guys get that money?
He's my brother is a big real estate investor. I've dipped and dabbled.
What does that mean?
So I had one property in Ajax and I sold it, and Ajax at the time was booming, right? It was a property that was bought in 2014, and the prices hiked up dramatically around.
And when did you sell it?
2018.
So in other words, you're rich. That's all you gotta say. That's all you gotta say.
Oh, God. But
so
yeah,
you've always been interested in business.
Absolutely, yeah. That's the only way to make it out here.
So your brother is really huge in real estate. Do you think you'd ever go back into it?
Yes, we've discussed, we played around with the idea of getting into that as well. But of course, our main focus is on motorspect, right? The rental side. But eventually, there's bigger dreams, right? It's always bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. There's no limits.
And by the way, that's the name of your business. We didn't mention it.
Motorspect,
Yeah.
Motorspect rental.
Yeah, that's.
I
like that. Just shout out to your company. And on a personal side, I know, especially you say you're from Haiti, blah blah.
Yeah.
Were your parents into business, or what did they think about you starting this? And
yeah, great question. They've been very supportive. That's the one thing that I would say about our family is my parents are very, very, they're extremely supportive.
Nice.
For Haitian parents,
yeah,
I just have to throw that in because they're, our culture is very go to school and do this and do that. And my dad still throw shots at me here and there, oh, I thought you were gonna go and be doctor. Yeah. You can still do it, They tell them I wanted to go do, I did psychology, like everybody else, but I did psychology, but I wanted to go all the way and do psychiatry. Actually, I was into sick people. I wanted to do counseling for inmates in prison for
when you said counseling, I was about to hire you right now, but you said inmates.
I wanted to do the worst of the worst people.
We should switch places, and then you'll ask me the questions.
Yeah. I thought, I don't have the patience to hear people's stories.
And then you went into it.
I would be judgmental, what, you did that? You're crazy.
Are you crazy?
Yeah, so that's the one thing I would say is they're very supportive. My dad was I don't remember which business it was because I've got into so many things.
Tell us all about, because that's true. I always want to know, when someone is living of their business, I'm always how did you start it? And most of the times when they tell you about it, you hear stories where they're when I was 5, I used to sell candy bars. Yeah. And then you start, I'm pretty sure you have a similar story, right?
Yeah. Not that young, I wish. Well, my dad owns a grocery store and he has a big real estate property in Port-au-Prince, Haiti. So I've watched my dad work hard, in his own business for himself. So I've never, growing up, I should say, I didn't witness my parents working for others so much until we left Haiti, right? So it was a bit different, right? So that they had to figure it out a different way. But I did witness my dad doing his own thing. He had his grocery store and he has a big real estate property in Port-au-Prince with 16 tenants in his property. Nice. And that earns him money from Haiti. And it's very inspirational, right? To see someone do something in that kind of place. So imagine if he had the opportunity. I always think imagine someone like that had the opportunities accessible to us up here, what they would have done
at a younger age.
Yeah, they would have done amazing things with this opportunity.
That's true. That's true.
My mom is a very, very, very hard worker. She's always worked, for a long time, she's worked 2 jobs, right? Typical Haitian story. My dad was stuck in Haiti. So for a while, it was just 3 children or just my mom. So she was a single mom for a very long time, about 6 to 7 years. Wow. So before my dad joined her and they were able to do it together. But it was just her for a very long time. She worked 2 jobs to support us. And I believe that has a lot to do with the hustling mentality. It's the independence part. You really don't have anyone to turn to ask for money. It's not intentional, right? Obviously, they from their hearts they want to give you all. They want to give it all to you, but they don't have the means, right? So that activates another side of you, right? Automatically. So I started off on eBay, right?
Really?
From eBay, I was selling at the time. I didn't know. I'm gonna say this. I didn't know they were fake, but they were counterfeit. I was selling counterfeit Mac products.
Wow.
So.
And what year was that?
2010.
That was in 2010. So you're the one that I bought the fake Mac from. So I still have it. It's right there. So when I opened it, it didn't work. So that was you. Wow.
I remember meeting up with different girls. I posted up on Kijiji as well to get more sales. And
Did you make money though? Good money.
I made good money. I even gave some to my mom, and she sold it to a lot of ladies at her work. They were great quality, so it was hard to.
Was that in the States or here?
Here.
Okay.
So it was hard to tell that they were counterfeit. But then I found out that they were counterfeit because the suppliers shut down. So that was that with that business.
So you never had any complaints, nothing?
No.
So people didn't even know?
They didn't even know.
Okay, so it was that good?
It was that good.
Okay, so you're not being mean.
I was always an online person, and that comes from the working from home aspect. I was always on the computer. So when you're on the computer a lot, you discover a lot of things. So I was and I'm a shopper. I love shopping. So I remember I was thinking, I'm always buying these things. Why don't I just sell them? They're so cheap. Why don't I buy them and sell them?
So do you like buying fake?
No.
I'm just messing with you.
You know, we've elevated.
Absolutely.
So gone are those days.
Yeah, there's a time for everything. Sometimes you can't afford, and
Exactly.
But here you are, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you starting from the bottom, starting from selling fake Macs. Yeah, and now you're here.
Yeah, like
the cars are real though, right? Just so we can be sure. Yeah, okay.
They're perfectly real and safe.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone's good with that. But yeah, so there's the other stuff that I sold as well off of eBay. Then moved off of eBay and started other ventures. I had a disability business with my ex at the time. Then moved on to. I was about to. So at the time that I was working with the car sharing company, I was working on my own app that I wanted to launch. It was supposed to be where you're able to book and plan your wedding all over the world, because destination weddings are on the rise, right? So I wanted to expand on that and make it easier for people to have their book their weddings here, and plan their wedding to have it in Cuba, right? Easily, from the tip of their fingers. So I put that on pause for motorspect rental. This is a bigger opportunity in my mind at the time. I thought, oh, okay. This is better. It's immediate. I already know it. I know it works, right? So it's different when you're working on a business idea and you don't know whether it's going to work.
That's true.
You don't know how it's going to be. You just anticipate a lot of struggling for the first couple of years with motorspect rental, because I already tested it personally. I was already doing it. It was just an easier path to get into, to start making some real money. So that worked out really well. So
the way you're saying it sounds like you're good at it. Like when you're working for the other company, it sounds like you're extremely good at it. And
I gained a lot of knowledge from that. So I always, people always downplay 9-to-5 jobs. And I never understood that, because I learned a lot of my skills from 9-to-5 jobs. You learn how to be a good employee when you hire one day. you have an example of how you learn from others. You learn from your colleague how to do this and that properly, how to write amazing, great emails, how to write professional emails, how to set your tone properly, professionally. When you're, proper business etiquettes, management. You learn from your manager. I had an amazing manager that I learned so much from. So it was a black lady. When I was working as an employment coach, I was inspired, and I thought to myself, when I start to have employees, I want to manage my employees just like she did. And how would you learn that if you don't go into that environment?
You must work for, learn from it, and like you're saying. And I think why a lot of people have issues with 9 to 5s is that they listen to a lot of successful business owners that don't want their that are just looking out for themselves. They're like, why are you working on 9 to? You see those ads? Why you work for someone else when you could be making money? I will charge you $1,000 to teach you. Really? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And people buy into these thoughts. I'm not saying that should be. I mean, everyone has their own life goals, but I don't think if you want to enjoy time with your family, exchanging your time for money is the best way to do it. But can you learn from it? Yes, because most people get into a job, I want to make money. If you're working at McDonald's and you're making like $14 an hour, you're not going to become a millionaire. Let's get that straight. So when you always come into the situation thinking, what can I learn? So people will come with that mentality, will come out with something. So you start working at a call center, you're taking 80 calls a day. You show it to yourself that you can manage 80 different type of people in a day.
Yes.
Because when you start your business, you might be like, I'll call 5 people, but at a call center, you used to take 80.
Right.
I'm not saying take 80, but you can do better than that because you've exposed yourself to it, and you can see how someone manages their company, and you can say, that's how I want to manage my company as well.
Exactly.
So coming in with a plan of learning is always good.
Yeah. 9 to 5 is a great learning experience for anyone who wants to be an entrepreneur. You learn customer service.
Which is the most important in any company.
Multitasking skills,
taking notes, writing notes.
If you're
yes, sir.
choosing to be an entrepreneur, that lifestyle is not
adapting to
for the weak, right? You have to learn how to multitask. So I feel like I've learned how to manage a lot of different things, right? And that comes with working, having mentors, and being an employee. So. No,
that's good to hear, and I wanna on a personal side, we were talking about how invested you were. Do you feel like your business takes so much of your time that you're not able to date, or how's your personal life? Right. How does it affect your personal life?
Well, I'm in a committed relationship now, but when I was single, it was pretty funny. It was humorous, a lot of guys would maneuver through my business to try to get to me.
They'll rent a car so you can get a date?
Yes.
They're like, can I get that BMW so I can take you out?
Exactly. Which was good. Money was pumping through.
It's good for you, not for them. You see it
was very expensive for them.
Yeah, expensive date. And did they get the date?
I would say some.
At least.
Exactly. At least it went somewhere, but then eventually you just think, this is compromising so much.
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, having a stable relationship, it does positively impact the way you manage your company. It teaches you that the company has to run without you being there 24/7. So it teaches you that you have to partner up with people. So we've learned to partner up with a lot of different people to handle a bunch of different aspects so that you're able to manage your personal life. It's all about balancing. You can't have one without the other.
No, absolutely. And what advice, like, I know you went through a lot and everything, and like you being without your dad for like 7 years and being with your mom, she's working 2 jobs. She's not always there. And I think you came out to be a really nice person in this society. What advice would you give your younger self? You know, like if you would look and talk to yourself like 5 years ago, what advice would you give yourself, like things like you wish you would have known, or maybe advice you wish someone else would have given you?
There's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure to be an immigrant's child.
Tell me about it.
You know, like they to remind you over and over and over again how much they've gone through to make it here and to get you here and how good you have it. So there's a lot of pressure to feel like to not waste this opportunity that you have because it didn't come easy. So I feel like as my younger self didn't get to enjoy so much because I did take life so seriously. I took business seriously. You know, my personal life was very serious, like in a lot of aspects. You know, I wasn't like partying every weekend, you know, doing like 21-year-old stuff, right? But then you know, in my now, I would say that greatly benefited me in that you know, I'm more experienced with in my business skills and etc.
And I'm pretty sure they always told you like to sacrifice and stuff like that, you know, like all they've done, and they probably. And I feel like sometimes parents, like immigrant parents, like make up stories. Or like I used to like walk like 100 miles to go to school, and then you're like, how is that possible? You know, and they're reminded. But I think they made a lot of sacrifices for real, and you never know how good you have it, right? Until like other people are looking at you and they're like, I wish. It's like you may look at someone that had their dad with them and you're thinking, only if I had my dad for 3 years, you know, 3 more years, I feel like I could have accomplished this. So you never know until you know, like you never appreciate enough what you have. So I think it's what they're trying to transfer to us. But
now we see it was a good thing.
Now we see it's a good thing, but
then it's just
so have a little bit of fun while you're young.
Yes.
Yeah, don't take life too seriously. People think at like 30 you need to have everything together. It's a lie.
You're only young once.
Yep.
You only have your youthful years once. But it's all
Be
about
smart
balance.
about it too.
Exactly, balance. Yeah.
Have a good balance. What's next for the company?
What's next? Well, we've discussed that you either have a car to make money with us. You either have to have a car, or you purchase a car through us, and to earn money every month. However, we've introduced a third way to make money through crowdfunding. What that is a bunch of people coming together, pooling their money together, and we purchase the vehicle. So our next purchase is going to be a 2018 G-Wagon Mercedes.
Nice.
So we're pulling together for everyone to pitch in, invest $100, at least $100, and you'll have a share of that vehicle, and every month you'll be earning a profit of your share.
$100, which is almost nothing for an investment. So like every
well,
month you get.
G-Wagon.
Yeah, I mean. Every month you can get money. I think it's a fair investment. That's a smart way.
Yes. So that, you know, our vision again is to create an easier path for everyone to be able to participate in the car sharing industry and earn money. So this is another way that, you know, for as little as $100, you can own a share of a vehicle. If you don't have the means to buy a vehicle, or if you don't have your own vehicle that you can allocate towards this, there's another way to make money through this. That's what's next. And
that's good.
Within the 5 years, we want to make it globally accessible for people to earn money in the car sharing industry. So next, we want to move into the U.S. and do this in the U.S. of course, and Europe and Africa.
Yeah.
Right. That's the dream. That's the goal. That's the 5 to 10 years goal.
And the transportation, are you like sticking to like cars, or do you think you guys would evolve into something else and like other transportations?
Well, the trend is just like Tesla. Tesla is making it easily accessible for people to have sustainable transportation. That's what we want to go. We want to get into making it easier for people to rent out a electric vehicle. You don't have the means to buy a Tesla, or you can earn money from a share of a Tesla, or you can rent a Tesla for a couple of days. We want to get into electric vehicles, luxury vehicles. As I said, our next purchase is a Mercedes G-Wagon, then Bentleys, then Lamborghinis, and those cars. Next, other means of other transportation, boats.
Oh, nice.
It's endless.
Wow.
Right?
So, so the future looks bright.
Absolutely. The best is yet to come.
I like it. No, thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I think your business is cool.
Thank you.
It was really a pleasure to have you. Thanks to everyone for watching. And there'll be more coming. You like it?
I love the vibes.
You know what? From me, Darnley, Nathy, my first guest. I appreciate it. I think you went extremely well, and it's a pleasure to have you. Good luck for your business.
Thank you.
And everything. And we'll be coming with more content. All right.
Awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for being here.
Ta-ta.
All right.